Bring us in, babe.
Welcome to
Coco Caliente. Thank you, guys, and welcome to another edition of Coco Caliente, which this is delayed, I guess, Mother's Day edition of Coco Caliente. So thank you to all the mothers out there for being so great. Mommy, Gretchen Arroyo, I love you. And we also have Nicole's mom on the podcast today, which we'll bring her in a minute. She's actually sitting next to us. She might be a little nervous, but this is going to be fun and exciting. It's going to be awesome. And I guess
there's no race episode this week, so that's why we're having my mom. Is she crying? Where's Paris? I hear her crying.
No, she's good. So in the background, you might have heard a little wince or something. We're babysitting one of our friends' babies. She's so cute. Anyways, we're going to jump right into it. As we always do, we're going to read our reviews because you guys are so awesome, and we really appreciate you guys leaving us positive feedback. It really drives us. And Nicole, take it away.
All right, mine's called The Perfect Podcast by Lux of Lynn, 5 stars. Ooh. I love this podcast so much. Adorable, sweet, and funny couple. Great content. I always look forward to the amazing drawings of the guests on Instagram. Thursdays can't come soon enough. At least I get to see you guys a day early on the amazing race.
Oh, that's sweet. Very nice of you. Very nice. And mine is called Obsessed by KingX22003. I am absolutely obsessed in a good way with your podcast. I anticipate it every single week and have the best day when I listen to it on my way to work. I have loved watching your love story unfold and can't wait to see what the future holds for you too. Keep up the great work. #Go Blue.
Ooh, nice.
Michigan fan. I think Nicole's a state fan.
I don't know. It depends. It's weird. I'm not dedicated to one or the other. I say whatever cute apparel I can find, I go with.
Well, and it shouldn't matter. They're both from Michigan. I know there's some people that really hate the other, rivalry, but I feel like
that's how they all are. If you're a diehard about one, you hate the other.
Which is bizarre to me.
Yeah, they'd rather have Ohio State beat us.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just I feel like you should root for both. But then again, I didn't go to either one. So that's their biggest rival. Yeah, this season I hopped on the bandwagon for State because they got far in the Final Four competition. So I bought some apparel. Sorry, Mike. Yeah.
And quick update on life. It's finally getting nice out. So yesterday we spent the day gardening.
Yeah, we did. We planted a bunch. Actually, my mom picked out a lot of good flowers for us to plant. And then we went to it. We took out a lot of weeds.
I didn't realize how expensive plants are. It's pretty crazy.
Victor's we just need one more hanging basket for this spot. And I'm $50? No, we can do something else.
It looks really pretty. I don't know if you saw on Nicole's Instagram how it turned out, in the front yard at least. We still got a lot of work in the backyard.
We got a lot of work in the backyard.
A lot of work. Nicole spent, hundreds of dollars last year and planted a bunch of stuff. This year in the front yard, we have stuff in pots because she learned last year when she planted everything. The rabbits got to it, squirrels or whatever, and then it just all died. I don't know what happened, but
yeah, in the back it's tough to keep things alive. So
in the back it looks like a tornado went through there. There's branches all over the place.
Oh my gosh! Yeah, it does. You need to get your butt back there and clean it and clean out the garage. Okay?
Yeah, the garage is a mess too. We just got a lot of projects, but it's nice to be home. That's the main thing.
Yeah, we're glad to be back.
Glad to be back. So, like I said, we're going to have Jeni Franzel on the episode today.
Yep.
Nicole's
we've
mom.
had a lot of requests. You guys want to hear from my mom, so we're going to have her on.
Yeah, I think it's only fitting, right? That's who raised you, Mother's Day kind of here, and so...
She's nervous, but we're exactly alike, so I hate when I go on podcasts, I get so freaking nervous, so I feel bad making her go through this, but it's not live.
No, it's not live. So maybe that'll make her feel better.
Yeah.
All right, so here's Jeni.
So, first off, we can start with everyone. When I post you on my Instagram, they think you're 20 years old. So you're almost, how old are you?
I'm going to be 49 in September.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. People say, everyone says we look like sisters.
Well, and then when your mom and dad are together, everybody thinks that they're super young.
Yeah,
right?
We're on a double date with a young couple. So we'll set the record straight. You did not have me when you were 10 years old. You had me at
21.
21, yeah.
21. So how was it? So how did, I guess we'll go back right before that. So Dave is my father-in-law going to be,
and your best friend.
And yeah. Well, he's like my best friend. I have 2 friends here in Ubly, and Dave's one of them. So how did you and Dave meet? Growing up, and y'all both from Ubly, or where are y'all both from?
Yeah, he was in Ubly for the whole school, his whole school years. I came here in 10th grade, and I think he was a year older than me. So when he was a senior and I was a junior, we both went to the tech center. And I only knew him from riding the bus to the tech center and back. And everybody wanted to eat lunch first, and he let me cut every day. So that was like.
Did you always think he was cute and stuff, or you just you weren't interested, like at that time?
I just had a boyfriend at that time.
You did?
But he was always super nice, and
yeah, he let her cut in lunch line every single day. Like your mom would just expect it, and he'd be like, "Go ahead," like you know.
Did your boyfriend ever say anything to that?
Oh, he wasn't in school. He was.
He was older.
Got you. And did you know him before that? You didn't know him at all, or his family, or anything like that before, like seeing him at the tech center and stuff?
We went to the same church even when we were younger, so I knew him a little bit from catechism and church, and I would see him on Sunday on church.
Got you.
He has a big family, so they were very noticeable because there was 14 kids and their mom and dad, and they were tiny. The kids all were so slim, and they all would sit in one pew in church. So I mean, they were very noticeable when they walked in because it was like a long, train of kids.
So you saw him in church with his like 15 brothers and sisters and stuff, and then so after he started letting you cut in line, you had a boyfriend at the time. So how did things progress from there?
He graduated. Dave graduated, and then when I was a senior, I decided I didn't want a boyfriend anymore. and I was so used to just spending my weekends not doing much. So then I started hanging out with a couple different girls that I just hung out with in school. So we started hanging out a lot. And one of them said she likes this boy named Dave. So she's like, I don't know if he likes me. We just started hanging out. So it was me, her, and Dave. And it was like immediate. As soon as we went out one time, and we took my mom's car one time, and I didn't like to drive, so my friends driving. So me, Dave, and her driving around in the front seat of the Cadillac, and he just kept flirting with me, and it was like very awkward. And
because he's out trying to get with your friend, kind of, or they're out on a date.
She was trying to get with him. He wasn't interested.
No, he wasn't interested. And then so it was like us three, and then she decides to set me up on a double date with one of his friends.
Because she didn't have any idea that he was like interested in you. She was kind of like oblivious to it. So then she set you up with another man.
With another one of his friends, and so I was not interested. So I felt bad because we went on one date, and I made the other guy sit in the back seat by himself. So it was
you guys three in the front seat, and then the other guy in the back seat by himself.
Dave was in the middle, and I was like, I'm not interested in this, no. And then he purposely, which he told me later, left. Back then he had that big, he still has that big, thick hair, but he used to carry a brush in his back pocket. That was back in the day.
Style.
And so he left his brush in my car. So when we dropped everybody off to go, he chased me down in his truck because he forgot his brush. And then he hurried and snuck his head in the window when I gave him back his brush and gave me a quick kiss and said, I like you. Oh. And it was so it was just so then we had to go from there. And it wasn't, he came and visited me a couple times, and I'm like, oh, we need to tell Teresa, because every time I shouldn't have said her name, every time she talked to me, she's talking about Dave.
And were you guys in college at this time? Or was this the summer right after school?
Summer before college. Okay. And he was just starting his road. He was just going to go to work then because I graduated at 17, and he's a September baby too, so he's a year older, and he just was old enough to finally go work 18 and going to go work, construction, road construction or whatever. And then like 2 weeks later, he gave me his class ring. And, he just handed it to me when he's over. So I put it on my dresser because I'm like, well, I still got to explain this, And
so it happened. You guys,
it was very
quick.
It was very, very fast.
So at this point, your friend still likes him. She doesn't know that he gave you a kiss. And then now he's giving you his class ring. It's at your house. And
what happens now?
And she came over to stay the night, and she saw it on my dresser. And she said, oh, my gosh, why do you have Dave's class ring? I said, oh, he gave it to me to give to you. Oh. I was I didn't know what to do. So she's all excited, and she took it. So then, back then, that was that was like when you had regular phones, not cell phones.
Landlines.
And they have a lot of kids at their house, so it took me a while to get through to him to explain to him when it's not busy, and I could get through and explain to him that what I did. And he's like, "Oh my gosh!" So then it was pretty much right after that. We had to tell her, and it was just like, we like each other, and she's good. We're friends today, and she's. Yeah. But it was very awkward, and it was fast. And in December that year, we started dating May 13th. No, like when I graduated, right before. That was the first time I guess when he gave me a kiss on the cheek. We probably started dating in June or July, and we were engaged in December.
Oh, wow.
So it was quick.
That was really fast.
And then you got married how long after that?
We got engaged December of 88, and we got married August of 90.
Okay, so we had 2-year engagement?
A year and 9 months.
Yeah.
That's crazy. That quite the love story, yeah?
Yeah, it's we still laugh about it because it was just like instant attraction, and that was it.
So I'm a huge proponent of getting in shape, getting fit, not only for your physical self, but for your mental self, right?
Okay, and I am now on the bandwagon of, I never really cared about getting the perfect body because it's just, I like food and working out is kind of hard for me. But for my mental stability and sake, I have been doing Open Fit as well.
Yes, and for those of you who don't know, Open Fit is basically an online streaming service that has just a library of amazing trainers and classes. Super simple, and you can access it anywhere and anytime, like on your TV or your web-enabled TV or like your phone or computer, whatever. And it just has so many different workouts, which Nicole's doing right now.
I actually really love Extend Bar. I've always loved bar, but this is something that I think anyone would love because you don't even need a bar at home. It's with Andrea Rogers. She's super cute and she's fun and she's like uplifting, and I do it in my house. I do it literally from my computer screen, and I feel it's only 30 minutes, which is what I love because they tell me for me to have more clearer mind and reduce anxiety, I just need to do 30 minutes a day. Well, I'm doing just 30 minutes a day, and I'm loving it.
Yeah, and you can lose up to 15 pounds. In just the first 30 days, you can flatten your abs, shape your body, look and feel great.
Well, depending on, whatever your goals are. For me, it's just like I want to feel better and I want to sweat.
Exactly. Exactly. So it has different classes for different goals.
Yeah.
And then something that they're letting you do right now during the Open Fit 30-day challenge, our listeners can get a special extended 30-day free trial membership to Open Fit, where you can lose up to 15 pounds in 30 days when you text COCO to 303030.
Nice.
Again, that is a free 30-day trial membership to Open Fit. All you got to do is text COCO to 303030. Give it a try. You guys get married. You guys start living together. How long after that did you have Nicole?
So we got married August of 90, and we were in the process of buying a house right that month. And the house we were going to buy, the appraisal didn't come through right because it needed a new roof. So they didn't want to go down on the price. So we switched houses we found a different house within a week, and that's still the house that we're in today, and which was perfect because it was in town. The other one was in a different school district and that kind of stuff. So I'm actually glad that it worked out this way. About 2 years later, I got pregnant. Mm-hmm. Okay. I was going to say, it was so exciting because when we first moved into our house, I thought it was the most perfect house. It's so big, and all the rooms were empty, and I loved it because that was back when salesmen came selling encyclopedias to your door, meat to your door, like right out of the vehicles. Like they just come all the time, and every single time I answer the door, they're like, "Is your mom home?" And I'm like, I'm the housewife. This is, it was kind of cool. So then, it was like a couple years later, and the way I found out I was pregnant with Nicole is like a really weird story because we had a month after we got married, Dave bought me a puppy, a chow, Teddy. And Dave liked to let him, Dave was used to living in the country. His family lived in the country. So he didn't think dogs should be, even though the dog had a huge leash, like really, how big is how far is that? You've seen how far they can run.
I mean, it's I don't know. It's very long. I mean, it's a very long. It's a line like that the dog can run. And it's very wide open space.
So even though he wanted to let him run free all the time. So he used to let him loose in the yard a lot, and he would wander. So we kept getting. This is a small town, so we're young, and we kept getting in trouble from the town cop at that time. He would bring the dog back and say, you can't let him go, you can't let him go. So then I started like, so Dave wouldn't do it. I started hooking him up to with a zip tie, because Dave just thinks that he needs his freedom a little bit, you know? Yeah. So anyways, the one time Dave's car broke down, and this was way back when no cell phones either, and he was all the way in Ohio. He was working construction, and he called me. And he said, can you come and get a vehicle and come get me? You know?
All the way in Ohio?
Yeah. So then I went to go get Teddy, and I was going to let him stay in the garage while we were gone, because that was going to be a long drive. So I didn't want to leave him outside or whatever. So I went to go cut his
zip tie.
The zip tie, and I took a steak knife out there, and all my knives were sharp. I was young and married. Everything was brand new. And he jumped on me at that time, and he shoved the knife all the way through my leg.
Oh, my gosh.
So it was bleeding
profusely.
Yes. And so I ran in the house. I pulled the knife out, which I found out later you're supposed to leave it in. But then I tied a towel, and I called a neighbor, because I didn't even know who to call to take me to the hospital. And we're sitting in the hospital, and they're like, they have to do stitches and stuff. And they're like, when was your last period? And I said, it's been a little while. And then they're like, could you be pregnant? And I'm like, I don't know. So anyways, they said, well, we better do a urine test. And I did it, and it came back. And I was like, wow. So my neighbor that I just met was the first one to find out besides me that I was expecting Nicole. So Dave got good news along with his broken down car.
You didn't tell him until you got to Ohio when you went and picked him up?
I didn't even end up having to pick him up because of me being in the hospital. He sent the wife of my sister-in-law went down there, and they got them. And I think I did tell him I think he stopped to talk to me, called from a payphone on the way, and I think I did tell him.
That's cool.
Oh, that's crazy.
I mean, that's crazy that you got to have a knife in your leg to find out. But
and it's funny, the whole landline situation. He has to call for a payphone. I mean, just completely different times. That's just funny. And so who came up with the name Nicole?
I had a C-section, and Nicole was never even in any of our talks, anything. It was I was going to name her Alexandria and call her Alex, and no, Dave didn't like that. And there was a couple other names, and we didn't know for sure we were having a boy or a girl, actually. So we had a few different names. And then so I had a C-section, and then by the time he's holding her when I came out, and he's like, and we always were going to name her middle name Ann, no matter what the name was, because it was after both grandmas or whatever.
Okay.
I came awake, and he said, I named her Nicole. but I kept Ann, and I'm like, Nicole? Where'd that come from? He goes, I don't know. I just named her. And it was already written on the little piece of paper that was taped to her.
That's so funny.
To her bed and everything.
No consulting or anything. Just this is the name.
I was like, okay.
Yeah, because you had a C-section, and so you were out of it for... back then, even a while, right?
Yeah, and when I did come to, it was kind of funny because that was back when they kept you guys in. The babies weren't in the rooms as much. They were in a little. Thing. They were in a little nursery thing, and they wanted her to go under the light, and he wouldn't let her go. So he was holding her. He was holding her while she's under the light. Instead of just letting her lay in the little bed that she's supposed to under the light, he's holding her. They're like, she needs to stay under the light a little bit. He did not. He was
he started crying and stuff too.
Yeah,
right?
He was just
really emotional.
Yeah,
it's funny because people that don't know Dave, he's not a very emotional, showy person. No. Even now, when he shows you love in different ways and saying "I love you" and all these.
Well, he does do that, but he also hard work is how he shows love too.
Exactly. So it's just funny.
Yeah, for him to just start crying.
Yeah,
but I bet you will too.
Oh, I will. I mean,
but you're an emotional person.
Exactly. I'm more huggy, lovey, crazy, that. I don't know.
We're a super lovey family too, and it's weird because we don't hug that much, I guess, but we're cuddly and lovey.
Yeah.
Because this will bring us to. Well, we can talk about us growing up too. Is that where you want to go?
That's
next?
where I want to go with this.
Okay,
for
then
sure.
I got something to go after.
No, go ahead. Talk about it.
Oh no. Well, I was gonna say about how people have asked me questions like, "You're so close with your family." And if it bothered, what was the question? Does it ever bother you when people say you're too close? No.
Yeah.
It doesn't bother me. I don't think we're too close. I think we're just like...
And it's not like when people say close, like it's not like everybody's physically close all the time, or anything like that. It's just like they share all each other's secrets and information. They're just a close family. If something's wrong, everybody knows about it. Everybody's there to help. Yeah. If somebody needs something done at the house, everybody shows up. You know what I mean? It's one of those type of things. And
because you coming into it, what's it like? Because it's not weird for you, right? You're just used to it now?
Yeah, I'm used to it now. What it is for me is at home, everybody does their own thing.
They're very independent.
Everybody's independent. So if I need to do something outside, people do it by themselves. If I need something done, it's like you kind of figure it out on your own. And then you ask help if you need to. Here, it's different. Here, if something needs to get done, everybody hops in. Nobody asks. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it gets done. And it's not a bad thing. It's just different, right? And I think it's good. Because we've gotten a lot of help from you guys, especially on the house and for anything, really. Dave changes my oil all the time.
Oh, yeah, my dad does pretty much everything.
Yeah, so it's just stuff like that, and I think it's a good thing. It's definitely not like, everybody's too close.
No, like, we're not weird close. Like, I don't know where people... I guess it's one person that said that. But
everybody's saying it.
But it's annoying because I bet that they wish that their daughter was their best friend.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Oh, for sure.
Like, maybe it's more like resentment type thing. It's not like, oh, it's weird you're so close. It's like, you should want to know everything... Your daughter and I want to know everything with my mom. My mom wants to know everything with me. Like, there's no problem with that.
No, not at all.
And it's helped me. Like, I guess like I have a smaller group of friends because I have my mom. Because she's who I tell everything to. But it's helped me a lot.
Psychologically, in life, it's said that like if the lower amount of close friends you have, the better off you are. So having like 2 or 3 really close friends really helps you psychologically, emotionally, and all that.
And it's good to have a best friend that always wants the best for you, because sometimes your best, you don't know. You have like 10 friends. Yeah. Some of them might not want the best for you, and some might.
Or spiteful or resentful.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But you never have to worry about that with your mom, and so that's something to keep in mind too.
Unconditional love.
As everyone gets older, they should gravitate more towards their mom being their best friend. I mean, my mom's always been my best friend, but it's a question we get a lot, like by the same person, probably just one person.
Everybody's asking. It's like one person.
We can talk about my childhood now.
Well, yeah, and I want to ask you what type of? I mean, you're a new mom. You're young, right? So were you?
And then she had Jesse 2 years later. So me and Jesse was born in '94. I was born in '92. So she's a new mom to a 2-year-old and a newborn.
So like with Nicole, were you like worried about everything, like really nervous because it was just you at the house, you know what I mean? Or how was that for you?
Yeah, and Dave worked away because that was back when he stayed at hotels, and came home on the weekends because it was far away and it wasn't convenient, like it is now. So he had to like live. He was gone all the time. So I pretty much, besides the weekends, or a rain day, pretty much was in the winters. At the beginning, he used to have like 3 months off, probably like Christmas till like maybe 4 till April.
Oh, wow.
So he got to spend a lot of time with the kids at that point. But
then you're by yourself.
But like all summers and stuff like that, I was always by myself.
So I can't stress enough how much I just hate to sit down and read.
You do hate that.
I just don't have the patience to like sit and read like a 300-page book or something like that. And on top of that,
You envy people who do, though.
I do. I envy you. I envy your mom who could power through a book in like 2 hours. Literally, it's insane. But I think bigger than that for me is like I don't like to read I don't like to read fiction. I'm a nonfiction reader, right? Yeah, and so I read like a lot of articles and different stuff like that. And so I came across this app actually, and I've talked about it before. It's called Blinkist. And basically what Blinkist is it gives you a breakdown. It's the only app that takes the best key takeaways, the need to know information from thousands of nonfiction books and condenses them down to like 15 minutes.
Yeah, that's cool.
Which is awesome, right? Because nowadays everybody's just on their phone and you're kind of like scrolling through social media. It takes over your time. And when you do have those little free moments, you don't want to just sit down and read a long book a lot of times. Yeah. So this is a good way to do that. And 8 million people are using Blinkist right now, and it has a massive and growing library from self-help, business, health to history books, which is one of my favorites. So Right now, for a limited time, Blinkist has a special offer just for our audience. You can go to Blinkist.com/Coco, and you have a 7-day free trial.
To see if you like it.
To see if you like it, you can start right now. That's Blinkist, spelled BLINKIST.com/Coco.
Were you scared in the big house? Sleep? I can't sleep by myself.
Yes, that's why you guys slept with me.
Yeah. And now we have an issue. We're like this old, still sleeping with our mom.
No, I was nervous because it was a big house and I could hear every
creak, screech, whatever.
Oh gosh, yes, that was probably the worst. That was probably the worst part, was the sleeping at night. Even before, I would have my friends spend the night before I had kids. Like my sister-in-law, actually, it was perfect because she actually was my age, and she had a baby 2 months before Nicole. Mm-hmm. But her husband worked with Dave, so it was perfect.
My Uncle Mike.
Oh, okay, yeah.
His wife Renee. So she spent the night all the time, or else I spent the night there, which was really nice because we just both had gotten into our houses and stuff. So we'd paint together. Like this is before we had the kids. Like we'd pick a room. Like let's work on my kitchen. Let's work on this or whatever, and we'd paint together. And
cool. Me and Amanda are only April, May, June, exactly 2 months apart.
That's
April
your cousin,
30th and June 30th.
Mike's daughter.
Yeah.
And then sometimes I'd stay at her house. She mostly stayed at my house because it was in town. But we stayed, and even when we first had the girls, we stayed together a lot, at first. And then...
I'd be scared even in our littler home. I can't sleep here by myself, but with a baby, because you're responsible for the babies.
Yeah, and I think that's something that trickled down to Nicole for sure, because she likes to be cuddled. She likes to not sleep by herself and all that. And yeah, if I ever have to go and like stay in the city or anything, Nicole's like, I'm staying with my parents.
Yep, I won't stay here by myself.
But yeah, so I was a nervous mom, like always making sure they didn't get hurt and following them around a lot. But then once they got 2, it was just like easier.
Yeah,
like,
that's what I was saying. When you had Jesse,
I remember playing outside a ton in the sandbox. Like you didn't hoover over us outside, really out there, Remember? We had like a play...
I bet you she was always watching.
No, I was pretty much... I feel like... And my sister said it to me once, and back then I thought it was an insult, but now I don't. Now I'm like, well, that's okay. She'd say, when Nicole's 2, you were 2. When Nicole's 6, you were 6. So I mean, if they're playing Play-Doh, I was playing Play-Doh. If they were... I didn't have anything else to do but be with my kids. So if they were at the park playing, I was at the park. I mean, I went down the slides at McDonald's into the balls with them. I mean, it was just like as they got, and when they wanted to have friends over, I let them have friends over. Like we had friends. In the summer, we probably had friends spend the night 5 out of 7 days.
Wow.
And each of them, I each let them have a couple.
I didn't like to go to other people's house, but I liked to have friends over to my house because it was really fun. We had a pool, and my mom would do
crafts
funny. She would even take us to Walmart and let us dress up and do funny things. Or it was never boring.
Yeah.
Where I felt like when we went to other people's house, I was shooed into a room.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
Stay here.
Because it felt like I guess when you bring that up, Mom, it makes sense because their moms were more they had their stuff they wanted to do and kind of selfishy, getting ready, going out, doing their thing, were a problem. Whereas my mom embraced us over.
Oh, the kids, it was having kids over is a burden.
Yeah, let's have a lip syncing contest. Let's have a dress up contest. And then when we went to other kids' houses, it was they didn't know what the freak we were doing in the rooms. Just stay out of my way type thing.
If something's wrong, come get me. Aside from that, just stay over there, do your thing.
Yeah.
And it's cool though. It's cool, Jenny, that you were able, because I implore anybody, if you're able to stay home and you don't have to, with your kids and not have to leave them at a babysitter. I mean, that's what I want for Nicole and me, right? Mm-hmm. If she can stay home and I can just stay at work and provide and she can raise the kids, that's awesome. So that's cool that you were able to do that.
And it was hard, financially. It was never. We definitely had, our struggles all the time. But Dave worked extra hard, and he tried to make it. I mean, it was kind of nice. So once they both were in school, I actually went and worked at the school. I would either work in the lunchroom or work as an aide on the playground. So I mean, I would see them for when they were just in the lunchroom, for 5 minutes a day or whatever. But it was the same hour, so I could take them to school and pick them up from school.
That's smart, yeah.
So that was really, really nice. I mean, and then
How long before you started at the mini mart or the?
She didn't start there until I was in 10th grade.
You were 16, and I started there because Nicole started working there, but it was not like because I was following her there. It was like literally this. It was like she's working at Subway. She got her first job, and I kept going in there, and they kept like I would go in there and get dinner or whatever, and they would say, "Hey, we really need somebody. Can you work 2 days a week?" And I said no so many times. And it was like for 6 months, every time I went in there, the manager was like, "Can you please help us out?" So finally I said, "Dave, they want me to work." Like it was like and he's just like, "Well, do you want to?" And I'm like, I don't know. And then he's like, "Well, it's up to you. If you want to, the kids are older. If you want to go there and work, you can go work there." So I tried it, and I really didn't like it, but they made it so I liked it. So they would put me and Nicole closing on the same night, and then maybe one other girl.
Otherwise, so she'd be on the other side of the store, and I'd be on Subway. Otherwise, I was up there till like 11:30 by myself, and I'm 16.
Yeah.
And there, you get creepers, so even in Ubly. So I would make her come up there even like before she worked there.
Oh, okay.
Because I would be scared to walk out to my car. You have to walk by the dumpster. It's just kind of scary,
So did your mom become your boss at that time?
No, actually.
There was two separate. There was a different boss at Subway than at the store.
Then my mom became the boss of everything eventually, but shortcut to that.
Yeah.
But
you were way out of there.
I was way out, because I stopped when I went to college.
So for everybody, it's basically a gas station, convenience store, and then half of it is like a Subway, like a full-on restaurant. The other half is the market store and the pumps outside. So that's cool. That's interesting. I didn't know that you guys. I learned something. I didn't know you guys were working there at the same time and close together. Yeah. That's actually pretty neat.
So that's how it started. But then it went to within 6 months. It was like 40 hours a week, and then right after that, it was being the manager. And then it was the manager of 4 stores. And
then you started to like it because it was more. It felt like your store because you helped figure out what the customers liked, and you liked it by the end.
But then I liked it once I started going at 5 a.m. and then working all day. Like I like working first thing in the morning. I didn't like working
like late
the
at
night shift. But Nicole, that's the only shifts Nicole worked, so they would constantly put me on them at first because she, was in school and sports, so she always worked the later, shifts. So.
Well, that's cool. And another thing that I wanted to bring up was when Nicole was in high school, you would do her hair every day, and you wore different shoes every day, like something like that, right?
Did you still do my hair when I was in high school? I don't think so.
Only when you cut it really short, and then we bought them extensions and the curlers.
Before extensions were a thing. I wore extensions before they were a thing. But,
because that was your style. You
oh my God, I was so, girly. I wore different color stilettos every single day.
Stilettos.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
I have to post a picture of that.
Yeah, you're going to have to show people what you're talking about because I think that's pretty cool.
I had so much confidence. I don't know.
But even way back then, we'd go to garage sales and she'd get a dress from the 60s and she'd put with fruit all over it. And
with shoulder pads.
And then wear it with stilettos. And all the lunch ladies, they would always tell her, they're always like, "You have the cutest clothes." Yeah. And she's like, "Oh, thank you. I got this from a garage sale from..."
Yeah, even way back then, I loved vintage things. Isn't that crazy? Way back, before Instagram was a thing, I couldn't show my different color shoes every day. I wasn't doing it for Instagram. I was doing it because I loved it.
Well, and the funny thing is vintage never goes out of style because the vintage then is different from the vintage now. So
that fruit dress I remember was awesome. Where is that? Is that in your closet? It's purple with all different color. And I could wear yellow stilettos, orange stilettos, because it had so many colors on it.
And actually one of your pictures, high school pictures, has a bunch of stilettos on the ground.
Yeah.
Right? Because that was your thing.
That's so funny. Yeah.
I think that's hilarious.
Then I got 2 puppies and they chewed them all up. So I couldn't even save them for my kid.
And okay, so now I want to transition into Big Brother, right? How long before Nicole got on Big Brother were you guys watching? Because I know you guys were fans of the show.
Yeah, go ahead.
I always watched it, and it was funny because I always wanted Nicole to watch it with me, and like she was younger, and I had gallbladder attacks, and that was when she was she was 14. Actually 15. Yeah, I started having them when she was like 14, and we never really watched TV at home.
Okay,
but that was something we watched.
It was Dan Giesling's. I remember season 10.
That's when you first watched?
No, like when this incident happened.
Okay.
And so I had to get taken to the hospital that day, and she was so worried. So like she kept associating Big Brother with at first, like she
with my mom getting sick.
Yeah, like
so I was like, because it happened while she was watching the show, and I was like, I don't want to sit and watch the show because I don't want that to happen again. Because I would get really scared when she would get sick. Because I'd have to take her to the hospital. Well, I couldn't drive, but I'd go. Yeah.
And so because Dave wasn't there or whatever, so they would go with me or whatever. But then once I got my gallbladder out, everything was good. But she kept associating it with me being sick. So at first she didn't want nothing. She's like, "Oh, it's Big Brother time again." Like when it happened after that, and I'm like, "Nicole, it's not going to happen again." But I always liked it, and I always was like, "Oh, I wish I could do that. I wish I could do that." So I kept telling her as soon as she's old enough. Well, I always thought 18 was the age, and then I started looking it up as she got older, and then I seen it was 21, and it just worked out perfectly. And she actually put her tape in the night before the very last night.
The close of the casting
and heard
auditions.
back immediately when it was crazy. And it was crazy. Like it was like I said, "Come home from college day. It's the last day." And the reason I seen it, I even noticed it that that at that time I kind of forgot about it. Like at that time is because one of her friends that's older than her posted a picture of her with Andy in Chicago, and I started looking it up again, and it was like,
"Oh, there's a casting call in Chicago."
But you missed. It was already over. I said there was we should have went, and then it said there wasn't no more casting calls when I looked it up. There was just still open videos. So I said, "Come, drive home," and it was an hour and a half drive. I said, "Drive home and stay the night here and let's do it." And I said, I'll help you, but she locked me outside. I made this big
poster board of like what I should say. And my mom would be like, maybe say this or maybe say that. But it was like, okay, this is back when there's no filters on your phone. Like we do have an iPhone at this point, but there's no like Snapchat filter or Instagram filter to make you look.
Presets or
nothing.
All these apps.
So I just have this like close to my face talking. And it was just so simple though. I didn't overthink it or anything.
Yeah.
And then like my mom said, I got a call back the next day, and I was back at college already. And I called her, and I was just like, I can't believe it.
What were you thinking, Jenny, when she got a call?
I thought it was crazy, but then she said she had to do a Skype call, so she wanted me to come down there. She's like, "Oh my gosh, I'm so nervous." So I went down there, and we didn't know how to Skype, so it didn't work.
I had to borrow one of Mariah's friends because you had to have I had a Dell computer, and it just like wouldn't work. And so I had to get a Mac, and so we had to like lie why we needed the Mac, and then my mom and Mariah like drove around the town while I was like Skyping
because you didn't want them there.
Because I was like, no one's supposed to know. Like, get out. But I was so nervous, and then I think it went fine. Obviously.
Well, I think remember it was kind of rough. So he called you and did it on the phone. He just talked to you.
Oh yeah, because it kept freezing. We didn't have the best internet there either. Gosh, that's like crazy.
That's crazy. So had Jenny never told you to come home and apply, you would have never applied for Big Brother.
No,
not that season for sure.
No, for sure not. And what's crazy is, what was I going to say? Did you like think that Mariah didn't think I was going to get on. Did you actually think that I could get on?
I did. That's really weird. I've always thought both my kids can do whatever they want. I don't know. It's just.
Yeah.
I just expected it, yes, but not that fast.
The first time,
not that fast. But I mean, like I really like them, so everybody else should like them too.
Like the typical motherly,
Yeah. So I had not a doubt, but I mean, it was just the response was so fast.
Ladies, if you are looking for a new bra, there is this company called Third Love. And what it is what I did is I went to the website, I found my perfect fit in 60 seconds with a quiz. After that, so basically your like boob shape depends on your bra, and that's something that a lot of people don't take into account. So, breast shape matters when finding a good bra, and that's what they specialize in, so they even ask you questions about that. So what I really love is every customer, you have 60 days to wear this bra, wash it, put it to the test, and if you don't love it, you return it. Third Love will wash it and donate it to a woman in need. So what are you going to lose if you don't like the bra?
Exactly.
It saves you a trip from going to the store. You know, you order online, it comes to you.
That's awesome.
So basically, it's it's the most comfortable bra I own. I have several from Third Love. So they're straps that won't slip. They're lightweight, soft, smoothie, breathable cotton bras. Exactly what you're looking for. Third Love knows there's a perfect bra for everyone, so right now they're offering my listeners 15% off your first order. Go to thirdlove.com/Coco to find your perfect fitting bra and get 15% off your first purchase. That's thirdlove.com/Coco for 15% off today.
So when they actually confirmed that she was going, what was going through your mind? Were you trying to give her like game tips or strategies or like this is what you should do? Like what were you trying to do?
Then the closer it got, the more in disbelief I got. So then when they were coming, I knew they were taking her, but yet I was like, oh. The good thing is she had been away from me in college all that time, so I was prepared that way, you know, but not prepared to not talking.
Not for 3 months.
Yeah, and her to go on national television. I remember crying. I had to fly out to LA for like my interviews, and I never flew by myself, and I was like crying. I was like, I'm not going to make it.
Did you almost go with her to LA?
No.
No, not at all.
No, but I did. Even though I was a huge, huge Big Brother fan and watched every season, I never, ever knew about live feeds.
Oh.
So I didn't know about anything about that. I didn't know about spoilers. Like, I probably would have read things way back. I didn't know you could read things. You know, I didn't know anything what Twitter was or Instagram.
Yeah, you made me a Twitter when I was on the show because we didn't have one.
Yeah, Facebook I knew, you know, but back then I don't think they had like... I didn't follow anybody that had spoilers. I just had the people from my town, so I didn't have anything abnormal on my Facebook where I knew that stuff even existed. I didn't Google things hardly back then or stuff like that. It wasn't like that. So when I've seen that there actually was live feeds and all that stuff, that I did get nervous then because it's like, nobody better be talking about my kid. You know, I was angry then.
So you bought the live feeds to watch her on 16 or you didn't?
I did, but the only thing I watched, like, I actually, thank goodness she had some really, really, really good fans. And they helped me. Like, they contacted me, and at first I thought, this is really weird. Yeah. I thought everything was super, super weird that way. But then, with the fans or whatever, but then they were really nice and they helped me. So they told me what to watch and stuff. Cause I really didn't, know. And it was hard to watch that. It really, for me, because I never did it before. So like all this commotion, going on in each room. And like, I still didn't quite get it. But I watched all the competitions, like when the competitions would go off and then you want to see who won HOH and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I watched that. So the thing is to know she was healthy every day. Like, so I slept with it by my side for the dings and stuff from other, all the time or whatever. But, so I didn't sleep much because I was nervous. But when people were talking about her, Derek, when you were talking about her, I was on you. That's when I was angry and I was like,
How weird was it seeing her on your TV at home, like for the first time, like the premiere, did you guys have a party or something at the house or what did you guys do for that?
Oh, we had it at the pizzeria up here in town and
a lot of people season?
Yeah.
You did? Oh.
Yeah, the very first, that's when we all watched it up there. And all I kept thinking is she is not going to like them clothes.
Oh, my God. So I was like chubby, and they put me in these freaking tight sports bra and tight. Okay, I can't even fit into those when I'm tiny. And I'm tight, whatever, spandex, and I'm next to Coco Caliente, and I'm like, oh my God, this is not okay. Like, I feel so uncomfortable. And yeah.
That's all I could, I just knew she did not like them clothes. That's all I was thinking. I was thinking, she's really mad right now.
Yep.
She does not. And then she came home and the first thing she said to me, and I'm like, I knew you did not like those clothes. So it wasn't that weird. It was just like thinking about like little things like that. It was funny. But then when she went to jury though, that was hard because there weren't no live
That was like such
updates.
A good time of my life though. Like it was so carefree.
Yeah.
But I mean, I didn't, and I had them check on her and I would call the producer.
They would check on me.
They were so nice. I love Sean. And like the one day she said, she's doing really good. I just seen her. And then she called me the next day. She goes, it was kind of cute. And she said, I went and visited her after I talked to you because I realized it had been a few days or whatever. And I wanted to make sure that I told you was the truth. And she went and checked on her and then called me.
They're really good at making sure you're taken care of.
Sean is like our mama bear when we're on the show. And even after, like, she's great.
So soothing.
Yeah, right?
She always made me feel better. Yes, always.
My mom said the same thing. Sean would call her when I was on the show, and she really liked Sean because of that. And how,
like if you had a problem, like say, like I said, my chest hurt or something, they would call me in the DR and be like, are you good? You know, they would make sure, and she'd come on the screen or come on the voice.
Yeah, on the voice. And so something that I want to ask you, Jeni, was like, how weird was it? Because you guys are from a small town, right? And everything's kind of like... time moves a little slower here, right? So how was it seeing like social media explode for like Nicole, and even like you being on the side, like getting attention because, you know, Nicole's on the show? How was that, like really weird or strange? Or
yeah, that all was really weird to me. Even right from the beginning, like even when I remember when they were voting for America's
favorite
team at the very beginning when they first took Nicole and released the cast, and Nicole had left. And 2 days later, Dave's oldest brother had gotten in a car accident and died. The cast got released while we were at the funeral home. So it was like, and everybody was trying to, like, really sad, but really excited for her and me.
Got you.
So they were all like, should we vote? And there was a lot of people there. And I'm like, no, it might be a bad thing. So I didn't let anybody vote. And here they're all like, are you sure we should do it? I said, I don't know nothing about that stuff. That might be kind of, don't vote for it. I don't know. No, they might like... You know, so I didn't even.
That's awkward, right?
So I didn't know anything. So I didn't even vote for her for that stuff.
Because you didn't know what it was.
No,
they didn't tell you it was Team America.
Yeah, but I don't know what that is.
I feel like that would be something good.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of if I knew that's what it was for.
Right away, because it was first impression. So, like, Joey with the blue hair got it, Donnie got it, and then Frankie Grande, of course. Yeah.
But, I mean, I didn't even try to help you, you know, because at that
and it
point...
makes sense. That's a weird situation to be in anyway, you know what I mean? Like, you don't want to draw attention to yourself when it's somebody else's thing like that. Like, that's... I think you did the right thing, honestly.
Right.
Yeah, and I was just quiet about it. I'm like, no, don't, you know,
no.
But yeah, as, like I said, as people got a hold of me and I saw what social media was and all that stuff, like... I don't know. I wanted to argue with some people on Twitter. I was good. I was pretty good.
Yeah, you stayed quiet. Like, you didn't get into that Twitter beef stuff.
So because I taught my kids in school, like, and it was like I taught Jesse he's a boy, so he was a little harder to push it. But I taught Nicole. I did teach him too, but he didn't do it as much. But if somebody's bugging you at school and you're mad at them, don't if you're really mad, come home and tell me and we'll talk about it first and then we'll see if you need to talk to them or if you get over it. I said, just don't explode. Don't, you know, so.
That's hard not to do though.
So like to hold it in.
Yeah.
And so I was trying to take my own advice with the Twitter, you know, like wait till see if it's still bothering me tomorrow or if I don't care, you know, like don't tackle it all at once, you know, just be nice, you know, and that's, you know, and so that's what unless something really bothered me, but if I could get over it, I got over it.
Yeah, even now, just typing out a response to somebody that's being mean and then deleting it feels better. It's like you said it and you didn't have to, say it out to the world.
What was it like? So the first season, I know it was hard for you to watch. I think it was.
One second before that, before we get to the second season, them calling you to say they're going to come to your house to film the home visit.
Oh yeah, they did a home visit.
They did a home visit, and it's just you guys because Nicole's on the show. Like, was that really weird?
Yeah, I think it was really weird, but I thought I was having them over for a barbecue and everything. I did a whole bunch of cooking and got games to play and everything, and they were just down there for business. They come and get her with them balloons, that weird car. Remember the car?
Wait, no, he's talking about the home visit during the season when I was on and they let you know.
When she was on and they came just to see the family.
Because they usually do that for people they like.
Oh, yeah. I thought you were talking about when they first took her.
Well, no, tell us that too. Yeah, you could tell us that too. Like when they came to take her.
I really didn't know if I was going to be taken or not, to be honest.
Yeah.
But I thought they're said we're going to come hang out or whatever, so I planned like a little party for them.
Yeah. Next thing you know,
it was all business and it was fast and it was like, well, you didn't even let me say goodbye. Like I was like, oh.
That's true.
You know, so I was just like waving at, and remember that weird car that had balloons or something on it? It was like a party car. So the neighbors are all looking like, what's going on over there?
The camera crew and everything.
Yes, because, I didn't tell anybody. Yeah. So it was
and they had to drive 3 hours to get to my house, and they're like, holy crap. We're like...
Yeah, so that's why I think they were so quick there, because they had to make their airplane back. They already had it booked and everything. And so it was like, okay, well, I guess we can cry and eat our picnic by ourselves when she leaves. Like, the home visit was really, really nice, because actually there was a town next to us was having their homecoming, the Minden homecoming, so we had a lot of support, a lot of T-shirts. We went played mud volleyball. They taped everything. Adam even played...
What do you, like Wii or Xbox or something?
Something, yeah, with the kids. Like when he came.
Adam is one of the guys that comes to film the home visits. He actually did my home visit too. So he was playing Xbox.
Whatever it was, whatever system one of the boys had there, my nephews, he was playing with them, and it was that they made me very comfortable with that. That went really smooth. I was good. Did
you feel honored? Like Nicole's doing so good, and they like her enough to where that they come to, because they only do like 3 people, for home visits, right? If I'm not mistaken.
I don't know.
I was excited, but I probably thought at that time that they're doing everybody,
Okay, got you. That makes sense.
I mean, I watched it, so I guess I know, but, You
don't know if they like film everybody and then they pick some or something like that?
Yeah, the home visit was a lot better than taping those messages when they're in the house, because you can't say anything.
So what she means by this is you can tell them what this is, because people might not know.
Yeah, so in Big Brother, when you get to a certain point, maybe it's like 5 people or something like that, they do home videos. So your parents do a video, and then they put it on the screen when everybody's in the living room, and your parents essentially send you a message. And that's the first time you've seen them in, I don't know, maybe like 2.5 months or something like that.
I don't think you had to do that for my first season. I don't think I missed it in 16. Or did I get it? I don't know. You do always scared.
I think I did it. Didn't I do it both times?
You probably did do it both times. Yeah, you're right.
And so was that weird? Like, would you have your phone in front of you, or how'd you record it?
I had my nephew do the one, and he had to do me, Dave, and Jesse. I don't know. It's I can tell that it's it seems so fake and staged, and I'm like, she's gonna think something's wrong, because this isn't even how I act. But I don't like just how I was nervous about this today. I don't like that kind of
You were scared about being on the TV. Like if you could have a phone call with me, you'd be able to express what you're saying. But to be knowing you're going to be filmed on national television and then critiqued, you probably act different.
It wasn't even the critique to me. It was just what you. What to say to you or whatever. It was just nerve-wracking. It just makes me uncomfortable. And I'm definitely not a TV person, so I definitely couldn't be on Big Brother.
And how about writing the letters for the HOH? What was that like?
That was good, but I remember they took some parts of it out and changed it a little bit,
Because they thought you were trying to give secret messages or something?
Well, you really, no. I wrote it.
You write them early, and then they give them to you when they want.
I wrote it before the show even started. Oh. They had me write. I wrote the first one, so it's not even that. So I'm not sure, why they take a little bit about. They don't change it. They just maybe I wrote too much.
Oh, okay. They just put it short so she can read it on the show or whatever. Maybe.
Yeah, but I remember it was something I wanted to tell her, and it was missing, and I was like, oh. I wanted to tell her that, it was something right after she left or whatever, and but they must have to do that with all of them or whatever. But I didn't write one during, so I wrote it before she even left.
So Nicole gets off of Big Brother, right? You guys go out there, you visit her, and then she comes back home. What are you feeling when she's back? Is there a bunch of stir around town because now you guys got a quote unquote celebrity? How's that?
I love the support. It was really nice to have all the support from everybody, and everybody was super excited. But it was hard having to look really good when you go to Walmart. I mean, I didn't go to Walmart like Walmart, but I still every time it was pictures. I felt I felt like I was a full-time photographer. I should have been getting paid for my profession. I couldn't go anywhere without taking 20 pictures, literally everywhere, because we're such a small town. So all the towns, which was really exciting, but it was it's a lot of pictures.
Yeah. I forgot about that part.
Yeah, and it is bizarre, like getting off and having that like quote unquote celebrity, because you don't feel like a celebrity.
No.
You don't feel like you did anything. You were just being yourself, and for you got to do the show that that you guys were a fan of. So, did you ever think that she would go back?
Yes, Yes,
you did.
I definitely thought she would go back, and it was actually at one of the first. Or at the finale party, one of the producers came up to me and said, "We loved her," So
we loved her.
I felt like she would go back. Yes,
that's crazy. I mean, I don't know. It's such a crazy opportunity in the first place. And when she did get the call, what were you thinking?
Like the second call?
Yeah, that call to like, hey, are you?
Yeah, what'd you think? I was like really heartbroken at that time, so I don't know if you thought I should have gone on or what.
Yeah, I didn't. I wasn't sure. I mean, I knew she'd go. Like she would never say no. I knew she would go at that point, but I thought it was going to be good for her actually to get away from social media and all that. I thought she needed the break at that time, so it was actually perfect timing.
Oh,
yeah, Big Brother is actually a break from the real, the real world, the real stressors. You just get to get locked up in a house and play a game with people that become your friends.
Yeah, it's
or
funny.
Enemies,
reality TV for us is like removal from reality.
But Amazing Race is different. That was really stressful because you see the cameras and stuff. Big Brother, I think, is an exception to feeling different because you don't have to get rowdy. You don't see the cameras.
Yeah.
You can just lay around, eat snacks, and talk all day, and that's playing a game.
Yeah, the cameras are pretty much out of sight, out of mind. You see some of them, but they're up in the corners, so it's not like you're very conscious of them all the time. Mm-hmm. And you might hear them every once in a while if it's quiet, going, nee, 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 turning, but you're really not as conscious of them. So what were you thinking when she was on the show the second time? Like, she has to win? Did you ever think she would win?
When it got towards the end, I kind of thought she was going to win. But at the very first week when they're going through all them competitions and the coconuts, I was like, oh, gosh, Nicole, I didn't know you were going to come home this fast.
You thought she was going to go out right away.
Well, I could tell that, with everybody talking,
I was the main target.
And and she was well-liked, so you don't want to be in there with somebody that's really well-liked. You want to get them out of there. So I was a little bit nervous. So as the weeks... I was kind of excited to see Pauly there, even though she didn't know who Pauly, know Pauly personally. Like, I liked his mom a lot. Mm-hmm. So that was like, I thought, we kind of have family,
Because I played with Cody, his brother. Yeah. So it was kind of like playing with his brother again, even though I had never met him type thing.
Yeah. So that was like... I felt like, maybe she'll have like a big, big brother, like somebody that'll look out for her or whatever. And I don't know, then she put him up. Then she put him up, and I was like,
put him up on the block the first week.
So then I was nervous too. So I don't know. She made me nervous a lot.
You said that you handled it though a lot better the second time. Like, you didn't care about what people were saying on Twitter, because the second time around people weren't as nice about me. People like to form opinions no matter what, but for some reason, the second time you go back on something, it's completely different. You can expect if you were hated to be loved, or if you're loved to be hated. Not that I was hated, but that it was just like different for you, because I was usually America's sweetheart, and then people started to call me a snake.
Well, I know you, so I know everything about you. I know her personality, so no, it did not bother me. And I was prepared for what social media. I actually laughed a lot more the second time,
really?
with what people were saying and stuff. I'm like, okay, I don't.
Yeah, it didn't affect you, which is really good.
No, it did not. It didn't at all. I actually took it. And the funniest thing about you, Victor, is we were watching the videos before they started, and that's one thing I did do. Uh-huh. And as soon as I saw you, said, "Oh, Nicole's going to get a crush on him." So then it was funny that it's this time later, because then I was like, "Nope, I guess not." So it was just kind of. It was just that funny. Part was really funny.
And at the finale, I went and saw you and Dave, and I said hi to you guys. Gave you guys a hug and everything, and I didn't even know you. I just knew from what Nicole had told me, so I thought that was kind of funny. And actually, you guys being at the finale and the votes being so close, were you just like flipping are you just going wild? Like, oh my gosh, is this going to happen?
Actually, the day of the finale, I didn't think she was going to win. I thought,
really?
Not that day. That day, I got really, really nervous just thinking. And then actually, the votes, especially when James came off and voted for Paul, I was like, okay. He was like,
I was counting on his vote. I really was.
Wow. He was like Nicole's buddy the whole time and like sticking up for her too, you know. And so I was like a little bit nervous then. And then when Davon voted for her, I was like, I love you.
Were you mad at me for not voting for Nicole, or did you kind of know?
I would have not have expected. Yeah,
because me and Paul, and it made sense at the time. Yeah. So wow, yeah, and then you guys got to celebrate after. Did you? Did it take?
My brother celebrated. I mean, he got after I won. You know how there's like the CBS party.
Yeah.
He had so much wine that we got to be taken out in a limo because I won, and then he like ended up puking.
Yeah, and
because he was so excited.
I think he only drank beer before, and he didn't really drink wine, and he was drinking wine like it was beer.
Yeah, he didn't understand. Like, you're supposed to sip this.
Yeah.
And I'm like, Jesse, you're embarrassing us. I just got off. I just got off, and then he was just because he was so happy and like excited and couldn't. I think I was in shock, and when I hugged my mom at the very end, it made the clip, the finale. I can't believe I won. It wasn't like, I don't think people were like, oh, she didn't even think she deserved to win. It wasn't that. It was I couldn't believe that those jury people voted for me after I knew how angry they were at me. Like, I just didn't think I could convince them.
Yeah, the round table was something special to watch.
Yeah.
and as a mom watching the 2 seasons, I think Nicole played so much harder the second time.
Yeah, I did.
Like, and she came home and she said that too, like, because we were talking about it, and I'm like, so that was like a weird part to when they were saying she wasn't playing the game or whatever. She was playing. She said she picked, when she was sitting on that bed, she picked the best spot so she could see and hear every conversation that was going on. So she knew when to get and when to just sit back. Like, I watched her. She played way harder. Like, she definitely played so much harder. The first time she was having fun. She was just like living in awe, and she played, but she wasn't like,
no.
Like when she came back after her in the season 16 and had to do the competition right after that, I was like, Nicole, what was that? Do you want to go back to the jury house?
No, dude, it was my teammates. Just we weren't in sync.
Yeah.
I had Glenn. No, Glenn's great.
I'm talking about in season 16 when you won the throw or the
ball
comeback
rolling thing,
and then you guys had to play that one competition.
Oh, yeah.
For
and then
HOH.
I ended up winning, and I came back. That's what you're saying?
Yeah, but then you had the HOH right after that, and you like.
Oh, I bombed
You were
it.
not in it at
all.
I
bombed it.
I was like, Nicole, like,
do you
want to go back?
It was the days, though. Like, what day did this happen on? And I was out of the game for a week, so I'm like, I don't even know what day it is today.
But then I was like, oops, this isn't going to last long the first time. But then, the second game, I saw her playing. So when people were saying she wasn't playing the game, that irritated me a little bit because I'm like, she's playing.
Well, because people don't think sitting back and observing is not playing the game, where if they would say Victor, because he won competitions, you were playing the game. Mm-hmm. But, like, you weren't playing the game socially or in any other aspect aside from winning competitions, I was playing the game on all aspects, but I just looked like I was lazy. But that was strategy.
Yeah.
Like, you were not afraid of me.
No.
Exactly.
No, not at all. Not at all. And then, so now coming home, she won. She's back at home. What are you thinking now? She just has to go back to normal life and just, be a nurse again? And like, what are you thinking, like, on your motherly instincts? Like, she has all this money now, but, she has to be a normal person. Like, these shows are done.
Yeah, and that's not going to last you forever type of thing.
Well, yeah, I thought she'd go back, like, take her time just to get a breather or whatever, and then go back to just doing her life. I expected everything to just be, and I mean, it kind of is. She hasn't gone, to nursing, but she's doing so well with all her other things that, it's work. I see how many hours a day she's still putting into that you guys put into that stuff. And she's working hard, she's working hard doing everything she's doing. So, I'm excited that you got, moved into a house and that kind of stuff, because that's work and moving on,
growing up. Yeah. Did you ever think, like, okay, Nicole's done 2 shows? Oh, well, actually, I want to ask, what do you think about her starting to date me?
Yeah, what do you think?
What do you think about that?
I don't remember. She liked you, I think.
Yeah, because every time we went out, after Dave, we were always going out to eat and stuff to Rachel's on the weekends, and you would always FaceTime her. It seemed like every time we were
out
to
they
eat.
So they love your face on the FaceTime.
Yeah, so then she'd pass the phone around all the time. So, I mean, I was used to that, like, from the beginning. And then, I don't know.
She never tried to stop me. I do remember that. Like, she was fine with it.
Yeah. Well, I felt like I knew you, and especially when you watch on TV, you do feel like you know him. And I felt like No, I totally felt comfortable, and I felt like I knew you. And when you came up, you basically didn't leave, so I didn't really have a choice.
Yeah, we were roommates. We were roommates for like 6 months when I came up here. Did you think that we would be ever? Well, one, did you think Nicole would ever be called to do another show, and especially us together? What, like, when The Amazing Race called us and we told you, what was running through your mind?
I still wasn't surprised. I was excited because I'm love watching it right now. I'm so excited because it's something that we don't know. You don't even know because you don't see it until they put it out. Like what the episode's going to be. You know what you did. I like seeing the challenges. That
we do.
To see like. It's watching Nicole grow as a person. That's what I really like because that's something she'd never. That was. Who gets that chance?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
for sure.
You have to have been out there and done good in your other stuff to get offered, stuff like that. And that's an experience. I'm happy for her. I'm really happy that she gets to experience that stuff because that's not normal.
Now you get to watch it with us, which adds another layer. It's not like just you watching and then we get off and you kind of tell her how it went, more or less, from the TV perspective. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, but don't call her to be on Survivor CBS because I couldn't handle that one. I'm warning you right now.
Jenny's a huge Survivor fan, for anybody that doesn't know.
And I would send my husband. I just won't send my daughter.
I think Dave would do really well on Survivor.
Think so too.
I think he would do well on Big Brother.
My dad's a little shithead.
Well, that's cool. Well, I know, Jenny, the next thing that you're excited for from us is having a baby. Yep. I know you're...
as I'm bouncing little Lennox on my knee. She's almost 4 months.
Yep.
And she's... So,
we'll do our best to get married soon and have a baby for you, Jenny. Don't worry.
Yeah. Everybody asks me how the wedding plans are going, and I say... I don't know if there is any yet. Because we haven't booked anything officially yet. I'm waiting.
Well, then I'm going to finish with some questions.
All right, yeah. So, go ahead.
So what's the silliest routine that I did growing up? Probably my dancing antics. Or what? Or just like something silly that I would do. Get on the table and dance for people.
You were always silly. You did always want the attention. As soon as I had Jesse, it was all anybody that was talking to him. It was look at me, look what I can do. Yeah. You always liked, but you weren't like that at school and stuff. Just at home and where you were comfortable.
Where I was comfortable.
Yeah, that's how she is now too.
Because I was timid. I'm timid otherwise.
She's weird with me at the house, and she'll do funny, quirky things, and then nobody else sees it.
Yeah. Okay. If CBS did a Big Brother with the mother-daughter, would you do it?
If you got to do everything physical and I got to do everything mental.
Hey, that's actually a good one. Like, switch off. I do physical comps and you do mental comps. You're super smart, so you'd probably do really good on those. And, okay, I think we went over everything else pretty much. I mean, all these questions covered because there are a lot of Big Brother questions.
Okay, so now we're going to hop into a segment that we like to do, and it's called the Spanish Word of the Day. And so, Jenny, you're going to actually help Nicole this time.
Okay.
So hopefully you guys can get it. Obviously, it always has to do with the what we had been talking about today, right? So the Spanish word of the day is suegra. Suegra.
Suegra?
Suegra.
Oh.
I know it's madre's mom.
Yeah, that madre is
I was waiting for something like that too. So
you're okay. So you're okay. You're on that track.
Grandma?
No.
Relative?
Uh-uh.
Family?
You're moving further away from
Closeness.
it. You're moving away from it. So start back at your base. Mom.
Mom, not mother.
Daughter?
No.
Son-in-law, mother-in-law.
There, mother-in-law. Suegra means mother-in-law, for anybody that doesn't know. So there's your Spanish word of the day.
Nice.
And speaking of mother-in-law, Jenny, what so far on The Amazing Race? You know, we've gone to a couple places. What's the favorite place that you've seen that you would like to go? Maybe with Dave one day.
They all look really cool, but I think I like Laos. That looked really neat. Like all the.
Yeah, Laos was awesome.
It had some
amazing... And it's super affordable, too, I think.
It had some amazing scenery, yeah. And that's where you rode the elephant over there.
That was awesome.
That was the most fun thing. And what's cool is that Nicole and I, we partnered up with Travelocity.
Yeah, Travelocity does a lot for the Amazing Race. I don't know if people realize that.
Yeah, the traveling gnome. He's a mainstay in the show. So typically at some point in the show when they sponsor it, he shows up.
Yep. And then when you win prizes, they're
sponsored
sets
by
that up.
Travelocity. Yeah. And so what Travelocity did for this season of the Amazing Race is to make things easier for anybody that wants to travel there. So what they saw was every time they do an episode, Travelocity sees an increase in searches for the places that we go.
Right.
And so they set up a site dedicated to that. So it's Travelocity.com/amazing destinations. And basically anywhere that we go, you can go on there and you can set up your travel through them.
It's so easy. You don't have to look things up. Like it's all set up for you.
Yeah, they take literally the hassle out of, searching.
And so there's a code to get a discount.
Yeah, Coco.
So if you guys are interested in just even checking out the different places. So far we have gone to Vietnam, Tokyo, and Laos.
Yeah, so that's, and as we go to more places, or we don't go and we get out, but as the places keep showing up, they'll update the site, and so you can travel there. And so again, you can use our code Coco.
Yeah.
So Jeni, another segment that we like to do is called Weird or Normal. And before you came in today, we asked you to think of something about us because we both live with you. We were your roommates.
One or both of us.
Either or, but we were your roommates, so you have to know something about us, more so about Nicole maybe. I don't know. You tell me.
Well, you guys picked the Midwest with the butter and that kind of thing. So when you moved in, I noticed one thing we don't do, but I don't know if it's a Southern thing or if it's just your personal thing, is tell me if this is weird or normal, when you put food in the microwave and then while it's cooking, you close your eyes because you think the microwave isn't going to work if you're watching the microwave.
What?
Yeah, you do that, Victor.
I don't do that.
Yeah, you do.
What? I've never heard of this in my life.
Is that weird or normal?
That's weird.
That is weird.
That's weird. I don't know why you do that.
I completely agree. So wait, you guys both noticed that I just shut my eyes when the microwave is going, hoping that...
But do you know that I did hear that if you stand in front of the microwave and stare at it, it does blow up? Is that a thing? Is that what you think?
No. What the heck are you talking about? I've never heard that before in my life.
So is it weird or normal to think you cannot watch the microwave while it's cooking?
I think that's weird.
That's my question.
Yeah, that's 100% weird. I didn't know that I did that.
That's creepy.
I'm more conscious of it now, but I don't... That's so weird. I'm learning something about myself.
Oh, my God.
Did you notice that too, Nicole?
Yeah.
Wow. Well,
the weirdest thing that you do. Tell him the weirdest thing that he does.
What's the weirdest thing
with the spaghetti?
Yeah.
Okay, here we go.
Like when you're boiling pasta and you do that little magic spell so that you think the water
I see. Time out. I see what's going on here. They're making things up and they're making a joke. They clearly plan this out. I do not close my eyes when I run the microwave, and I don't do a magic spell to the pasta. All right, so
hocus pocus spells that don't boil over.
I see what's going on here. You guys are hilarious. I'll give you that.
I can't believe you really thought that you did that with the microwave. Yeah. I was like, do we end this with him thinking that you don't?
No way. No, I knew in my mind. I was like, I don't think I do that. That sounds really weird. You guys are funny.
I don't know. Did you come up with anything for real?
No.
I think that was better. That was way better than anything we could have thought of.
People still might do that.
People might do that. I mean, last I
did hear about the microwave thing though. Didn't you hear
not
that?
Not blowing up, but the radiation. You mean in your eyes?
One
or something?
One time, what I did to my parents a microwave. That microwave lasted 20 years, right?
So no, it's still running.
It's still running.
have it.
That's crazy.
I set it for a timer one time and it blew up because I was seeing how many times I could run around the house. But it's still working.
No, it just blew the fuse.
Yeah,
it's good.
Yeah. But it still works.
We got a new microwave, but that one's still in the shed and works, so I haven't gotten rid of it.
The microwave that's lasted 20 years.
20, almost 30. We got it for a wedding present.
Oh my gosh.
Oh yeah, actually, people want to know how long you've been married. So it'll be in August. It'll be what? How many? 29 or 30?
29 years.
29 years.
Wow, longer than our age. I guess that makes sense, right? Okay, well, thank you so much, Jeni, for making up that weird or normal. Thank you for being on the show. It's great, and I will see you in a minute once we get off here because you're in our lives.
Okay.
So,
hope you guys enjoy.
Bye.
Bye.
thank you everybody for listening. We really appreciate you guys. Make sure to rate, review, and subscribe. You can listen where you're listening right now, also on iTunes Podcasts, Google Play, Stitcher, Spotify. You can also listen to us and get our merchandise at www.cococalientepodcast.com. So yeah, thank you.
Yeah, thank you.